Hello students, welcome to MJC Learning, Standard 12th, and I, Ms. Prapti, is here to welcome you to start with the very first chapter of economics called as Introduction to Micro and Macroeconomics. Now the things that we are going to learn in this chapter is microeconomics as well as macroeconomics, both. But to be specific, under microeconomics, we are going to deal with meaning of microeconomics, then the definition, the scope, that means the things which are covered under microeconomics, which will help you all to understand the features of microeconomics, and hence ultimately you'll be understanding the importance of microeconomics. Thus, in order to understand both the microeconomics as well as macroeconomics, you are supposed to understand the very first part of it, that is microeconomics. But what is economics? None of you have asked me. Okay, to answer this, I'll tell you. The term economics comes from two Greek words. Greek is a language. So, this term is come from two Greek words, namely eco and nomos. Eco means home and nomos means account. Therefore, economics is said to be as a social science which studies how people allocate their limited resources in order to satisfy their अनलिमिटेड वांट्स, यानी इंसान अपने लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेस से कैसे यूज करे ताकि उसकी अनलिमिटेड वांट्स पूरी हो, इसी को स्टडी करने को हम इकोनॉमिक्स बोलते हैं. नाउ इकोनॉमिक्स में भी काफी ब्रांचेस है. देयर अंडर मॉडर्न इकोनॉमिक्स there are two main branches. First is microeconomics and second is macroeconomics. जैसे हमने पहले कहा था कि हम दोनों ही चीज़ों को लर्न करने वाले हैं. We are going to understand both microeconomics as well as macroeconomics. So coming back, now this term micro and macro, where has it originated from? The term is originated from the Greek word micros and macros. Micros means small, a millionth part. As we can see from this diagram, yes, here we can see there are many particles or very small parts, and that is why micro means a millionth part, while macro means large, and that is why to gain a better understanding of it, I have given the picture of our nation, that is our country. Correct? So micros means small, a millionth part, and macro means the aggregate or the large part of it. Now who gave these two terms to us, macros and micros? It was Ragnar Frisch. He was a very famous Norwegian economist. Norway is a place, and the economist from Norway was Ragnar Frisch. He gave this term in the year 1933. He was from also University. Okay, now coming to the definition part. Now, according to Morris Dobb, even he is one of the famous economists. He has given the definition of microeconomics as microeconomics is in fact a microscopic study of the economy. We can see in this picture a person is doing something with his microscope. Now, what is the use of microscope? To help us gain the better understanding of a minute particle. Correct. Similarly, microeconomics helps us to gain a very minute idea or better understanding of the economy. So I hope you all are clear with the very first definition. Now there is another definition given by Professor A.P. Lerner. He says microeconomics consists of looking at the economy through a microscope, as it were, to see how the millions of cells in the body of economy, that is, the individual or household as consumer and individual or firms as producers, play their part in the working of the whole economic organism. Now, what does this mean? Again, we can relate it to what Morris Dobb has understood, given us to understand. That is, again, it is saying that the whole economy can be understood in a better way when we divide it or when we understand the millions of cells, like how microscope helps us to understand the millions of cells in the body. Similarly, it is microeconomics that helps the whole economy to be divided into small parts, and we can understand the individuals, the households, the individual consumer, individual producer, how they work, how they play their part in the whole economy. Okay? So, this is what we have understood with the definition of microeconomics and macroeconomics. Now, let us talk about the scope of microeconomics. Now, scope means what? It means the things which are covered under microeconomics. Now, what all are the things that has been considered over here? First, commodity pricing, then factor pricing, and the third one is economic theory of welfare. Don't worry, this chart looks very difficult, but we can again make use of the microscope. That is, we'll study the small minute particles together and we'll understand the scope of microeconomics. So, very first thing, it talks about theory of product pricing. What is a product? A product is nothing but the final goods and services. The soap that we use, the toothbrush that we use the final goods and services provided to us. So here, the theory of product pricing. Now, pricing, how the prices of these products are decided or determined. So, again, I'll read it for you. The price of an individual commodity is determined by the market force of demand and supply. Now, what is market demand and market supply? Yes, it is nothing but again the market forces that comprises of the whole demand and the whole supply. Or in short, we can talk about the number of people who has demanded the product as well as the number of people who have supplied. We all are aware of it. Now, here again I'll continue. Microeconomics is concerned with demand analysis. That is how an individual consumer behaves, and supply analysis. That is how an individual producer behaves. This is really very simple. There are two people that we are supposed to take care of. Okay? First, we are supposed to understand the behavior of an individual consumer And second, we are supposed to take care of the individual. And second, we are supposed to take care of the individual demand and the individual supply. Both the ends, the consumer as well as the producer, will be taken care of. Now, moving on to the second one, the theory of factor pricing. I hope you all are clear with product pricing. Again, I'll reframe it for you. How an individual consumer behaves and how an individual producer behaves. हमें दोनों तरफ से समझना है कि कंज्यूमर का इस प्राइस पे क्या बिहेवियर होगा डिमांड के लिए एंड प्रोड्यूसर का उसी प्राइस पर क्या बिहेवियर होगा सप्लाई करने के लिए. वो डिसाइड करेगी कि प्रोडक्ट का प्राइस कितना होना चाहिए. ओके, नाउ मूविंग फर्दर, theory of factor pricing. Now, what are factors of production? There are 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. Correct? जब ये चारों मिलेंगे तभी ही हमारा प्रोडक्ट रॉ मटेरियल से फिनिश गुड में कंप्लीट होगा. राइट? सो कमिंग बैक, इन माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स, land, labor, capital and entrepreneur are the factors that contribute to the production process, as I have said you earlier. Now, coming to this point, theory of factor pricing. Now, factors of production, the price that you are going to pay so that they help you in the production process is nothing but factor pricing. Land will be paid in terms of rent. The labor will be paid in terms of wages. The capital will be paid in terms of interest, and the entrepreneur will be taking away the profit. So when all these factors of production come together, the raw material will be transformed into a finished good. Right? That means the production process will not be free of cost. Correct, no? Everybody is going to get the price in order to complete the process of production. And when you try to analyze how these prices are determined, how they are determined or decided, we complete the theory of factor pricing. Okay? Now, A was theory of product pricing. B was theory of factor pricing. Now C. C is theory of economic welfare. So, this theory basically deals with the efficiency in the allocation of resources. If you remember, हमने economics का क्या understand किया था meaning? It is a social science which helps us to understand. It helps us to understand what? That our resources are limited and our wants are unlimited. And in order to complete these unlimited wants, how are we going to allocate our resources is what is economics, correct? Now, moving back to our theory of economic welfare. So, efficiency कब होगी इकोनॉमी में? जब हम सबको जितना भी प्रोडक्शन करना है, कंजम्पशन करना है, ये सारी चीज़ें अप्रोप्रिएटली यूज होंगी, उस टाइम पे हमारी इकोनॉमी एफिशिएंट होगी, यानी कुछ भी वेस्टेज नहीं होगा. हमारे पास जो भी रिसोर्सेज हैं हमने उसे इस तरह यूटिलाइज किया कि हमारी जो यूटिलिटी है वो मैक्सिमम हो, हमारे लिए उस चीज़ की जो यूजफुलनेस है उससे जो सेटिस्फैक्शन होगी वो मैक्सिमम होगी. ऑलराइट, सो with this idea, let us move further. First point is efficiency in production. Okay. Now, efficiency in production means producing maximum possible amount of goods and services from the given amount of resources. For example, I'm telling you an example from which you can connect. दो ये एग्जाम्पल एज अ प्रोड्यूसर आपके लिए काम नहीं कर सकता, बट आपको ये अंडरस्टैंडिंग आएगी कि कैसे मैक्सिमम रिसोर्स को हम अपने सेटिस्फैक्शन के लिए यूज कर सकते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, योर पेरेंट्स गिव यू सम मनी, ओके, in order to come back home from the college. Okay. And in that process, if you're very hungry, what are you going to do? You're going to maybe skip the rickshaw fare and you're going to eat a vada pav. You are satisfied now. Earlier you were hungry, you had a limited resource, but when the resource was utilized in a maximum way, okay, you made a decision that this is the way how I'm going to spend the money or how I'm going to spend the resource. Similarly, even the producer has the same limited amount of resource with him, and it is upon him how he is going to use this resource in order to maximize his goods and services production. Okay. Now, think of a consumer point of view, as we all are a part of consumption, right? Now, efficiency in consumption. Under the theory of economic welfare, we have first approached the efficiency in production. Now we are going to deal is efficiency in consumption. All right. Now, efficiency in consumption means distribution. What is the term? Distribution of produced goods and services among the people for consumption in such a way that it maximizes total satisfaction of the society. We are going to talk about three important things. First, distribution of produced goods and services. Within whom are you going to distribute it? It is going to be in the society. And how it should be distributed? So that it maximizes the need of the people. Okay, it should not be a wastage. So, efficiency in consumption. I hope you have understood first point, efficiency in production as well as efficiency in consumption. Now, when the producer has used his resources efficiently and when the consumer has used its resources very consciously and have maximized its utility, ultimately we are going to reach the overall economic efficiency. That means the production, okay, the production is almost you can say has satisfied the people of the society. The goods and the services, the final goods and services of the society has satisfied the maximum amount of people. So let us have a recap of what we have learned. First, we have learned about what is economics. It is a science that studies how people allocate or use their limited resources in order to satisfy their unlimited wants. Then we bifurcated economics into two branches, that is microeconomics and macroeconomics. Then we came to the point of origin of these terms, micros and macros. Both origins from Greek word, right? Micros means millionth part or the small part, and macro means large part. Then we have also done with the definition of microeconomics. It was done with Morris Dobb and Professor A.P. Lerner. Both of them were talking that microeconomics is nothing but a microscopic study of the economy. Just as a microscope helps us to understand the millions of cells in the body, similarly, microeconomics helps us to understand the correct. It helps us to understand the millions of individual household, individual consumer, individual firm, but one at a time. Correct? It gives us a better idea of it. Then we have moved to the scope. Again, I'll repeat, scope means the things which are covered. जो चीजें इंक्लूड होती है ये माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स के द्वारा, उसे हम कहेंगे स्कोप ऑफ माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स. सो इसमें क्या है? इसमें है फर्स्ट प्रोडक्ट प्राइसिंग, यानी एक प्रोडक्ट का प्राइस हम कैसे डिटरमाइन करते हैं, कैसे डिसाइड करते हैं. वो डिपेंड करता है मार्केट के फोर्सेस पे, कितना डिमांड आ रहा है, कितनी सप्लाई आ रही है, उस बेसिस पे प्राइस डिटरमाइन होता है, प्राइस डिसाइड होता है. देन वी हैव मूव टू फैक्टर प्राइसिंग. इट मीन्स के 4 फैक्टर्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन हैं, वो अपना काम कंप्लीट करने के लिए रॉ मटेरियल से फिनिश गुड बनाने के लिए या प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस कंप्लीट करने के लिए उन्हें जो भी हम मनी टर्म्स में प्राइस हम देते हैं, दैट इज लैंड को रेंट, लेबर को वेजेस, कैपिटल को इंटरेस्ट और एंटरप्रेन्योर को प्रॉफिट. सो हम इसमें स्टडी करते थियोरी ऑफ फैक्टर प्राइसिंग. देन हमारा थर्ड इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट क्या था? थियोरी ऑफ इकोनॉमिक वेलफेयर. इन दिस वी हैव लर्नड 3 थिंग्स. एफिशिएंसी इन प्रोडक्शन, यानी कैसे हम हमारे रिसोर्सेस को एक प्रोड्यूसर कैसे यूज करेगा कि उससे से ज्यादा उसे प्रोडक्शन के रिजल्ट्स मिले बिना कोई वेस्टेज के. सिमिलरली एफिशिएंसी इन कंजम्पशन कब होगी? जब जो भी गुड्स और सर्विसेज है वो अच्छे से डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो और उसके कंजम्पशन से सोसाइटी को मैक्सिमम satisfaction मिले. Okay, and when both of them are achieved, we are going to have overall economic efficiency. So students, I hope we have gone through the better idea of microeconomics. All right, and let us meet again with further features as well as importance of microeconomics. Till then, keep enjoying and keep smiling. Thank you.